What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out. Today I'm going to share with you 5 reasons why I really like the Smove 4. Let's do this. Alright guys, first things first, this is a big gimbal. I mean, not too big, but it's definitely bigger than the DJI Osmo Mobile, the Smove Mobile, the Smooth Q. It's big. Having said that, it's not as heavy. I was surprised to open it up and seeing that it's actually pretty light. You know, it's a combination of metal and plastic. It does have that fantastic glorious scrolling wheel on the side. It charges via USB-C. It's packing a 12-hour battery life, which is fantastic, really good. It has a tripod mount on the bottom and it includes a tripod in the box. So really good value. And sitting at $139, that's a fantastic price. For all the features that you're getting, this is a really good value. Number 1, that fantastic, beautiful scroll/zoom wheel. It gives you 2 abilities. The ability to zoom in and zoom out, and also it gives you the ability to tap into the focus. So you can change your focus from your background to your foreground just by simply twisting the wheel. Super comfortable, super incredible, very convenient. The wheel by default will allow you to change the zoom on the ZY Play app, but by tapping on the little bullseye button in the bottom left corner, you'll be able to switch to that awesome, fantastic focus. But yes, the scroll wheel is fantastic. Here are some of the really cool shots that I was able to take with it. Number 2, Vertigo Mode. One of the biggest things with this gimbal is the Vertigo Mode. You've probably seen a couple different verticos, movies like Jaws, where the background kind of like compresses or expands. You can achieve this in multiple ways. You can actually zoom out while you're moving in, or zoom in while you're moving out. Now you can achieve this with the scrolling wheel with ease, and other gimbals give you the ability to do this as well. But the Vertigo Mode gives you the ability to set the parameters. You can set your starting point at a specific focal length with a specific autofocus for a different duration, and then your secondary point with completely opposite settings. So all you really have to do is just walk forward or walk backwards. It's incredible. It's very easy. It eliminates the fact that you have to kind of like juggle it and zoom in, or if you have under the gimbals to kind of like push up and kind of predict. All you really have to do is kind of like push forward or back and make sure your subject is centered or staying in the same position. A pro tip is to enable the grid in your gimbal. That way you can see where your subject is aligned according to the environment, and do the best you can to keep it in place. That way you're pushing back and forth. Here's some examples. Reason number 3, double trigger. Yes, if you're like me and you miss the DJI Osmo Mobile trigger, the Smove 4 gives you 2, not 1, 2 triggers. Now it's divided in 2 sections. The trigger on the top enables what we call phone go mode. Now this mode automatically presets the gimbal to move incredibly fast. It's freaky fast. So if you press that, you can actually go to the left, go to the right, look up, look down. It is very fast. Now this is very useful if you want to create your own transitions instead of using any plugins or anything like that. You can actually follow the motion very quickly and just in post-production just stitch 2 different clips by continuing that motion. I've been using a similar technique, But now that this has the ability to twist extra fast, the transitions are actually snappier. Another cool functionality about this is aligning your gimbal, believe it or not. This gimbal has no joystick, so there's really no way to make fine adjustments while you're trying to record a time lapse or something like that. So holding the top trigger sets it in phone go mode, and that way you can do minor tweaks back and forward, left or right, and then make those fine adjustments. Now holding the bottom trigger will enter follow mode. This would be similar to phone go mode, but it's going to be a little bit more subtle, a little bit more normal. If you hold down the bottom trigger, you'll simply be able to have the gimbal follow you, just like we've known traditionally. If you push it up, it'll look up. If you push it down, it'll look down to your feet, left and right, and so on. Number 4, this gimbal actually has a switch, and this switch will allow you to switch modes. In contrast to the Smove Q and other gimbals, you just simply have a toggle where you press once or you double click in order to switch different modes, whether you're going from the pan follow mode or lock mode or free mode or whatever you want to call them. But this gimbal has a switch, and I find this very, very useful because sometimes you really don't know the mode that you're in, especially if you have multiple gimbals. It tends to be incredibly confusing. So having a dedicated switch is very, very useful when you're on the go trying to film as fast as possible. Now in the front of a gimbal, you'll find a switch. If you put it in the top position, it's gonna be pan follow. This mode will lock the gimbal in its place and it will just simply pan. If you try to go up or down, it will remain locked in that position. Now if you flip the switch down, it will enable lock mode. Doesn't matter if you go up, down, left or right, the gimbal will stay in that position. Very efficient when you're walking in a straight line or doing crane shots, sliding shots, going upstairs, all that fun stuff. So I really, really like the fact that this gimbal has a switch where it stays there and it's clear and you know which type of mode you're shooting in. And number 5, this gimbal has an actual menu wheel. If you have a modern DSLR, this is very, very similar to a professional DSLR where you simply switch modes just by scrolling on the wheel. Now the Smove 4 has a menu button which acts as a back button. It has a display button to switch the interface. It has that bullseye button on the bottom left that allows you to switch to the focus control. It has the record button at the very bottom in the center. It actually has a photo button at the bottom right, which is very, very useful if you want to switch between photos or videos. You don't have to either long press or do anything. You just simply click there and takes a photo or a point during motion time lapses and so on. And that fantastic scrolling wheel allows you to switch between all the different menu selections. It is so useful because you can actually reach most of the menus without having to touch the screen on the phone. This is incredibly useful if you're shooting with one hand or at least trying to stay away from tapping on the phone. Now on top of that, if you click in the top of the wheel, that's the resolution control. If you click on the left side of the wheel, that will be your camera switch where you can switch between selfie and rear camera. If you click on the right of the wheel, you'll be able to change your exposure. How crazy is this? Instead of tapping on the screen and kind of like sliding your finger up and down in order to make it brighter or darker, just simply click on the right of the wheel and then use the wheel to change the exposure level. And then if you click at the bottom of that wheel, you'll be able to see your pictures and videos and preview all that fun stuff. So you can virtually explore the whole menu with just by using the hotkeys and the toggles on the gimbal. This definitely takes a little bit getting used to because you're used to just reaching out for the screen, and you can, but using the wheel will definitely save you a lot of time over time. So there you have it, guys. Those are 5 quick things that I really, really like about the Smove 4. But I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below about the wheel, about the buttons, all that fun stuff. There's a lot to unpack inside the Smove 4, a lot of different modes. We're going to compare it with multiple gimbals, but I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out. As always, we'll catch you on the next one.